The Delhi Unified School District in California, in partnership with the Community Training and Assistance Center, or CTAC, has taken an unprecedented step towards tying earning to learning. With more on the success of the program is Tim Satry.
The rural school district of Delhi, California struggled to elevate student performance for years. Like districts nationwide with high percentages of low-income students and English language learners, Delhi faced many educational challenges.
We do have about 90% free and reduced lunch in our schools. We serve breakfast and we serve lunch and we serve an after school as well here. Because for some of these kids, these are the best meals that they're going to get. We have high poverty here, so wanting to make sure that our students could get out of that cycle, that was important for us. Our EL students have struggled. So it was important for us to give them a good foundation and a good start. We just wanted to raise our student achievement.
Looking to the future, Delhi decided that business as usual was no longer acceptable.
So they turned to CTAC to help them come up with a plan for reform.
They didn't want to just tinker around the edges. They wanted to do something that was really going to be transformative.
With CTAC's counsel and assistance, Delhi developed a system to improve teacher instruction and student performance.
In partnering with CTAC and using student learning objectives and looking at the performance-based compensation, gave a very excellent roadmap for how do we become the most effective in the classroom for students.
All of the initial training was basically focused on what are the needs of our students, because we all have curriculum that we are required to deliver. But then how do we focus on this group of students and your whole class? The ultimate goal is to show student growth.
Partnering with CTAC, Delhi applied for and received a federal grant to institute an SLO and performance-based compensation and evaluation program.
We applied for the grant and did a lot of work getting up to that point of receiving the grant, and then found out we'd been awarded the grant, and basically it was, okay, and the grant starts tomorrow, which meant opening up the collective bargaining agreement with teachers. We had almost 100% of all the teachers behind it saying, okay, if this helps kids, we're there.
They reopened a pre-existing collective bargaining agreement to insert performance-based evaluation and performance-based compensation for all teachers, for all principals. Simply put, this has never been done before in California. This has never been done before in American public education.
I think what the grant helped to do for us was really learn how to look at select groups of students and then collectively use strategies within the framework to move those students forward. And those really tend to always be our high poverty students and our English learners. So having a tool has really allowed us to make great strides and to really kind of put the lens on that group.
We hope that with long-term student achievement on the rise, that will help students to be more inclined to go to college, to be more successful. You're not going to see poverty, you're not going to see some of those issues be resolved overnight, but if we can produce a better educated student, then they have a better chance to lift themselves out of that cycle of poverty that exists.
Every step of the way, everybody's got to be involved. And is this a more difficult task on the front end? You bet. But the track record of Delhi, compared to many of the other reforms going on around the country, shows this is a winning formula.
I've never worked with a better group of people. It's been one of the highlights. I'm in education for 30 plus years. It's one of the highlights of my career. The interchange, the relationship that we've developed with CTAC.
With the success of the program, the biggest winners are the students, and no one is more grateful than the teachers and administrators of the Delhi Unified School District.
Here is a chance for us to have the funds that we need, because we're a really poor district. And I'm thinking, again, with my vision of what could be for our little town of Delhi, to be able to, I love Delhi, can you tell? For them to be able to have what they need from their teachers. And again, we had really stellar teachers. We have stellar teachers, and now we have teachers who have even become more stellar.